When things like this happen in small historic towns, to buildings that hold historic documentations, it always makes you wonder, right? That's what they used to do back in the day. When they stole people's land, they would go to the courthouse, or they would have the courthouse burnt down to eliminate any proof of who the original owners were. So this clip that I'm going to play, this woman makes an interesting point. She said now that black Americans are waking up to their true standing. I'm going to add, I'm sure they're doing a lot of research. I wonder how many courthouses they're going to in this country to look for land deeds. Because I know I was told that my family has 2,000 acres in Louisiana. But check this out.
This is Rome, Georgia, in the town that I grew up in. Ironically, today, the Floyd County Courthouse caught on fire. What is in this is deeds, land transfers, wills, estate papers, marriage records, guardianships, civil and criminal court files, county minutes and ordinances, some specifically specialty filings, like military discharges, trade names, and notary records. I think that there is nothing that happens by coincidence. There's a lot going on right now with us coming into the knowing of who we are and about this land. And just so happened, this building catches on fire today. Nothing happens for no reason. All things happen for a cause. This building has been standing for years since I was a little girl. I was born in 1977. And today, in 2026, it catches on fire. And as you heard me say, it holds deeds, land transfers.
Rome is a very special site of the Americas. Has a lot of historical history when it comes to the oppression of our people on both sides. Whether you're talking just a pure Negro slave that was a mixture and admix of indigenous, or you're talking the indigenous of this land, like the mound builders and even the Cherokee who came after the mound builders. All of these communities were forcibly removed by white Americans for the gold and the richness of this land. This land was very rich in gold at one time. It's a very enchanted land. It's called the Enchanted Land. When you drive into Rome, it's known as the Enchanted Land. You'll see a sign saying, "Welcome to the Enchanted Land." It's called the Enchanted Land because the 7 hills are here, where the 7 rivers meet and the Appalachian Mountains begin.
By this time, you have to know what kind of people you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who tried to convince the world that they are superior. Only thing I see that they're superior in is stealing and hiding the truth. You'd be surprised what people are willing to do to keep their secrets buried. But whatever is done in the dark always comes out to the light.
I see there's a courthouse on fire in Rome, Georgia. Same thing happened here in Douglas County. I have a friend of mine that used to work at the Douglas County Courthouse, and she told me that they destroyed it. They destroyed and burned it accidentally down because the county can't keep up with county records and who owns what land, and if it gets left out there, if there's just land out there, the county can assume it if no one claims it. So if they destroy all the quick claim deeds, the county can assume it, and they get more land for free, and the revenue in the land in Rome, Georgia will go up. That's where the fire is right now at the county courthouse in Rome, Georgia. Same thing happened in Douglas County, though. Same thing. And now the county needed land for water, and they just took it. Burying graves. They're doing whatever they want, man. All they got to do is destroy the courthouse. Destroy all the old records, who owns what land. Even old folks that don't even know they own land anymore, the county just assumes it. That's the way it goes. And then, guess what? They get the revenue off of it, and the people that own the land are just sitting there going, "What happened to my land?" And they go try to prove it, and they can't because the courthouse doesn't exist, and the records don't exist anymore. And they don't give copies of your land deed anymore. If you ain't got the old land deed copy, like I got my land deed to my property where I live at. But if you ain't got the land deed that your parents got or whenever you bought your house, pretty much your shit is destroyed and probably going to be owned by the county before too long.
I've been researching courthouse fires in the United States. Throughout the history of the United States, an estimated 1,100 fires have ravaged our courthouses. There are about 3,000 counties that have courthouses, so that's almost half, with many of these incidents resulting in a total loss of the buildings and their contents. In the earlier days of our nation, many of these tragedies were said to have been caused by overturned lanterns or faulty chimneys, though the origin of countless others remain unknown. From the destruction of the Civil War to reoccurring losses at the same sites, these fires did more than destroy stone and wood. They effectively erased irreplaceable genealogy and vital government records. It is a profound loss to our heritage, as the documented footprints of our ancestors often vanished in an instant, leaving permanent gaps in the story of our past. Now we are in the digital age, which is also erasing our past. Eventually, there will be no hard paper record that we ever existed, and we continue to rely on the digital age. We all need to wake up and realize that this may not be the best thing for our future. I encourage everyone to take pictures and print them out so that your family has record of who you are and where you came from. Document everything you can in books with a spine and pages to keep your family alive.
Y'all, I don't even know what to say. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that mother burn, mother. Burn! It's going down, y'all. Let me just tell y'all that all because of this fire, it just sparked a whole nother open door for me to go into a whole nother level of understanding of what is going on the lands that we inherit, and our ancestors are speaking to me from the divine. And can you see the faces in there? It's all kinds of stuff I've been seeing in there. I've been like, Lord, help me get through this. And they are 100% helping me get through it. So let me just explain this to y'all. Follow me, bear with me, because it's very exciting for me to venerate. At the same time, I'm sharing this information. I don't know how I'm gonna convey it, but it comes out just as naturally as they allow it to come out. But yes, my ancestors are connected to these lands, to these exact lands. Before any European settlers, before anybody came, before anybody was there, it was my people that were there on these particular lands themselves. Where the lands were on fire, it was a historical site of cemeteries and slaughter of enslaved people in Choctaw Nation and Cherokee Nation and Chickasaw and just awful, just terrible things that just went down there and on those same lands. So this is why I got to share the stories with y'all the way I do. So I got a grandfather, a third grandfather, Benjamin Rambo, who on his actual cards that I find documentation in the court records, it has Rome, Floyd, Georgia on his records, and he was actually there, and it has Rome there, Georgia there, Floyd, all of the documentation that's where he was. In 1790 he was born, he died in 1880. So it just led me back there like, oh, what? So the more I look and the more I research and the more I find and the more I start digging into the fire and just wondering what was happening there before the fire, what went down there, when did they start this, how did this place get started, when did this county get started? That's where it all goes down. So they lead me to the fact that the city of Rome, Georgia was founded in 1834. Now mind you, the Trail of Tears was in 1830. That's when he signed the big beautiful bill back then, and it was the Trail of Tears, and my ancestors was connected to that trail. And you see right here, I got the land deed of the whole paper trail in 1830 of the land patent of the actual enslaver, who is my fifth grandfather, I take that back, Andrew Gomillion. Yes, so I got the patent, and guess whose name is on it? Yes, y'all, Andrew Jackson, signed and sealed and delivered from the United States. Stole Molly Dam inheritance sat on top of it, and Andrew Jackson's name is on it. So I was just like, okay, it's just too many dots that's connecting from this fire. So back to the fact that they actually created the city Rome in 1838. So what was going on before 1838 is my concern. Before the city was established by the European Americans, the land saw a long history of different inhabitants. So it was a whole bunch of different kinds of inhabitants. Like the Muskogee Creek, they were the primary residents for centuries, building large towns at the river junctions. The Cherokee, they began moving into the area in the late 1700s and establishing it as a part as the Cherokee Nation by the early 1800s. Leaders like Major Ridge lived there in grand homes like the Chieftains Museum until forced removal in 1838. Now, as you can see right here, Grandma Sally was sold in 1854. She was only 10 years old when she got sold by Margaret Gomillion, who is the fifth grandmother, and Jesse Gomillion, who she sold him to, which is her son. She passed her down. So I got the wills, the records, the estates, the actual damn, I got all the information, and it's just leading me right on back to the trail. You see Grandma Clarissa here, she was sold right on the same year, 1838, the same exact year, for $440, and she was also sold to John Gomillion, which is the son, and Lovett Gomillion, which is the son. And I just got the paper trail, so I don't know how much of a trail that y'all think y'all gonna have to take us back on, but baby, it's about to get explosive in a minute. So we back to the fact that they had to be forced removed in 1838, and you see the facts that I have, that my ancestors were sold right in them same years off their same territory in lands that they inherited before the European settlers. So the Mississippian culture, even earlier, roughly 800 AD to 1600 AD, ancestors of Muskogee, known as mound builders, lived in the region, leaving behind sites like I think Ottawa Indian. I can't see the word because something's in front of it. Baby, what What made y'all think this was a good idea? Just by the fire, just by the fire starting and me seeing the fire, it really sparked a fire inside of me. It ignited the fire inside of me. And the courthouse burning in Rome, Georgia, it sparked something so much deeper inside of me that said, look deeper, because of Georgia and Rome. And I just connected every dot that there was, and I found my bloodline connected to that ancestral land. And I couldn't help it. And then I looked at the land, and before Rome was founded in 1834, this land was already occupied by the Muskogee Creek, the Cherokee Nation, the ancient mound builders. The landowners are getting ready to rise up and take it back. And it's not by coincidence that my entire family shows up in that same exact region and place on the map where it's burning down, in that same exact area. It's like 1830 Trail of Tears is bringing me back on the trails with no tears, back to venerate them through my being alive, just through my existence. Nathaniel Leland is my whole grandfather. He's my great grandfather, fought in World War I, and he's connected to those lands. And I don't know, Benjamin Rambo, Nathaniel, James, they are all coming out. So Rome, Georgia, history stretches back thousands of years to Native American settlements. The city was officially founded in 1834 by European Americans on the site of a Cherokee village after the federal government forced the tribals removal. After the forced tribe removal. So what that tells me is that before 1834, my people was there. And on the cards that I have that I just showed you, 1834, 1854, 1858, whatever years it was during the Trail of Tears that my people got pushed off. And you named it Rome. And the city name comes from its 7 hills, which reminded the founders of the Rome, Italy. And it's fucking burning. So before European settlers, the Rome, Georgia area was a hub of Native American life for thousands of years. It was inhabited by the Creek, Muskogee, and later the Cherokee nations, specifically serving as a major settlement called the Head of Coosa, prized for the strategic locations in the confluence of the 3 rivers. And if these people that's claiming to be the real indigenous people, why they not talking about it? Why they not talking about the lands? Why they not sharing these stories? And it's on fire. It's on fire. You're supposed to be talking about this is your land. This land is my land. From New York, England to Brooklyn Island. This land is my land. I'm fit to tear. Y'all is about to get y'all. Okay, I don't even know how to feel, because the more I find, the more I just be like, hurry up, y'all. Whoop their ass. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. They need their ass whoop. What was wrong with them doing this to us? So the Head of Cusco was a significant Cherokee settlement known as the Head of Cusco before being renamed Rome in 1834. 1834, and they be swearing up and down. My granddaddy was born May 1st, 1897. And y'all talking about y'all founded y'all city in what year? 1830 what? 38? 34? Baby, if y'all don't run me back my land and all my inheritance that y'all stole, and Grandma Josephine is really upset because she was bloodline to one of them layers of the land that came here to lay down the land, the bullets. And y'all know the first families, and y'all need to stop playing with us. I mean, he went and served in your whole war, and you think you're gonna take away from his inheritance? You're not. So good old Rome, Georgia historical site, it's time for you to burn down to flames. It is a total loss, and the rest of your nation is on the way. This is just a warning. You have been warned. Warning.